In the last video, I showed you why the CISD is the real confirmation after the sweep. Now let's talk entries. Because if you don't know how to actually execute when CISD breaks, you'll end up chasing or getting stopped out. Let's fix that. There are three main ways to enter once the CISD breaks. Number one, aggressive break entry. As soon as price breaks the CISD with a candle closure, that's when you will enter and you will set your stop loss below the previous swing low where the sweep is located. Number two, the retest entry. You wait for price to break the CISD, then retest it as support or resistance. This can yield a higher R&R, but you also risk missing the move if it does not retest. In that case, it would just leave without you. And number three, the fair value gap entry. This is the most powerful entry. You wait for the CISD to break with displacement and it will leave behind a fair value gap. And when price retraces back to the fair value gap, that's where you enter. Sometimes price will not retrace back to the fair value gap, but the times that it does, you will get very solid trades. Pro tip, pay close attention to the strength of the candles that break the CISD. Did it break the CISD with displacement or was it a weak break? When price breaks the CISD with strength, that can be a stronger confluence for a winning entry. I used to take every CISD break blindly. Now I know when to go aggressive, when to wait for a retest, and when to stack confluences. The more you backtest and practice this, the more you will build your intuition and discover your perfect groove with the perfect entry. The SMCX indicator helps with this. You can click the link below to find out more about it. It doesn't only just mark out CISD and sweeps, it also shows you fair value gaps, key levels, and much more. Let's jump onto the chart now and I can show you exactly how this works. Here we are on the charts. I'm currently trading a cryptocurrency token called MERL USDT, but the strategy will work 100% the same no matter what you're trading. So you can see I've marked out a key level. The first part of the strategy is price coming into a key level. Price has come into the key level and I've got two different time frames that I'm looking at. I've got my 15-minute that I'm using for entries. And I've got my 4-hour, which I'm using to identify sweeps, these failure to displace patterns, as well as my CISD that's already printed. Using my SMC indicator, it automatically does this for you. So what you want to do is when price comes to a key level, then you want to observe, is there a sweep happening? And you can see here we've got a sweep happening on the 4-hour time frame. If you look in this little dashboard down here, it shows you the current preset. We're on a 15-minute and 4-hour. So you always want the higher time frame to align with the lower time frame. We get the sweep occur. As we get a sweep, we get a CISD level that's produced. And now all we want to do is you want to wait for price to break the CISD. Let's just go one back. And there you go. You can see price just broke the CISD. As price breaks the CISD, this is where we look for our entry. This is going to be our aggressive entry. And where we're going to target, we can look for the fair value gaps below us. You can see price goes down into this fair value gap, and that looks like a perfect setup. So let's play this out, and you can see it just melted down. I like to enter as soon as price breaks the CISD, but the most important thing is in price tapping into a key level and then breaking the CISD with a sweep or a swing high being formed. Once you add all these confluences up, you get very successful trades. And in the second example, we've got the same scenario playing out. First of all, we mark out our key level. We always want price to be tapping into a point of interest zone before we look for the sweep and then the failure to displace pattern. So you can see price is tapping into this key level. And now we can observe over here on the higher time frame combination. We can see we got a swing high and a sweep being formed. Right now I'm on a different time frame sequence. I'm using the 5-minute lower time frame and the 1-hour higher time frame. So all depending on your trading style, you can select the time frame that works best for you. So you can see we've got a sweep occurring at a key level and then automatically the indicator creates the CISD. So let's keep playing. So now what we want to do is we want to wait for price to break the CISD before we look for an entry. That is our confirmation. The CISD is your confirmer. So we're waiting. We did not get a break of that CISD. And then we get another sweep occurring. Sometimes you can get two sweeps occurring and it just becomes a stronger confluence. So you can see we got a strong sweep occurring, and then we get a break of this CISD. So as we get a break of the CISD, that becomes our entry point. So we enter on the break, stop loss comes above the swing high, and then we target the lower liquidity levels. SMCX indicator marks out liquidity levels for you, so we can just mark out those levels, and let's just play it out. You can see price took out, oh my God, it just took out all that liquidity. If you missed the move, you can always wait for the retracement. So if we just play this a little bit, you can see oftentimes price will retrace back to the CISD level or to a fair value gap that was left behind. You can see over here, this is a fair value gap. So price comes back, taps into this fair value gap where it lines up with the CISD that was broken. Oftentimes what you want to notice when price breaks the CISD, it breaks with displacements. Then we get a retracement back into the fair value gap, and that can be our second entry point. You can see if we enter off there, and once again you can see it's forming another higher time frame sweep and another CISD, another entry point. We can target the lows. Stop loss goes just above the highs, and we can play this out. And there you go, price takes out the liquidity over there, and that would have been our perfect continuation entry. Something to also pay attention to. When you get a divergence happening, you can see here on our TDIX oscillator, we've got a bearish divergence. When you get a sweep and a CISD, it increases the probability of the successful trade. So using divergences in this strategy can actually increase your win rate. The components we really want to pay attention to is price coming into a key level, forming a sweep formation, and then we wait for a break of the CISD. If we also notice a divergence happening with it, then you've got an A+ winning trade setup. If you want to learn more about the CISD, then click the link below, or make sure to click this next video right now. This video is going to go into more detail to show you how to use CISD and how it's the missing link in your trading toolkit.